No matter how big and powerful your dust collector or dust extractor is, you know, that may get shavings or sanding dust off the lathe, there's going to be fine dust that's going to escape into the air. This is the fine dust that most of us see all over our shop deposited, and it's the very fine dust that's going to stay aloft in the air for a long time for us to keep on breathing. Effective dust collection calls for getting as much dust as possible at the source, whether it's at the lathe, or your bandsaw, or your table saw, and we're going to talk about that in a future video. In this video, I want to talk about getting the very fine dust that's circulating in the air, and that's where there are two effective methods of doing that, and that's ventilation and air filtration. Now, shop ventilation is a simple, low-tech way of reducing the fine dust while it's airborne, and it involves catching the dust while it's airborne and blowing it outside. It only requires a strong fan, an inlet, and an outlet. Simple example is opening the garage door for a garage shop. Ideally, an open window will be an inlet to bring in fresh air to dilute the dust with a fan in the door to pull out the dust. Another example that I saw that was extremely effective was a basement shop where the turner, who made very large wood turning items, so did a lot of sanding, he had a window just opposite the lathe with a fan in it that pulled out the dust, and in addition, behind him at the door coming into his basement shop, some distance away, he had that door open to pull in air, and it was very, very effective. This was in the summertime. He had a lot of shade trees, and it was reasonably comfortable in his shop. There are some issues with that, though, in the winter time, or for other people's shop where you're getting rid of air-conditioned or dehumidified air, or heated air or cooled air, so that can come at a cost. A couple of other problems with it is, number one, you've got the inconvenience of removing that fan out of the window, or you've got an attractive way for somebody possibly to get into your shop, or you've got continued air heat loss of preconditioned air. The other problem we've got here in Atlanta and maybe other places is you've got a problem with getting pollen in many parts of the season, and for many of us here in Atlanta, you know, I've got seasonal allergies from living in Atlanta, and I know a number of you in other places probably have similar problems. So that is one potential problem of pulling in a lot of pollen. So besides air ventilation, the other technique is to use air filtration, such as this overhead jet air filtration unit. Typically they're two-stage, meaning they have more than one filtration, and I'll show you that in just a moment. My jet uses a pre-filter to capture 95% of the dust at microns, and then it's got the interior bag, which I will show you. There's a number of manufacturers that make these air filtration units. I'm not trying to sell you one. I'm just showing the one that I have in my shop, which happens to be a jet that I bought used. But it has a electrostatic filter right here that similar to rubbing a balloon on your sweater in the wintertime and causing cling. The electrostatic charge tends to attract the dust in that filter and keep it from moving through, which is a good thing. Some of them are disposable filters. Some, like this one. Let me put on a dust mask before I take that loose. All these M95 and K95 masks from COVID come in handy for something. I bought this inexpensive digital anemometer in order to get some feel for airflow in my air filtration unit, but more importantly in my dust collection system. Measuring it right here, I'm getting 969, 944, 930. Let me see if I can get a minimum and maximum flow. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this thing. getting approximately 900 cubic feet per minute. Now, this is a reusable filter, and I'm going to take it outside and smack it against the wall and maybe blow air through it. This is the second filter unit, and this is the one that really does the filtration of the very, very fine dust. So we're going to take that out, and you can wash these or you can blow them out, but you got to be very careful not to damage them. So let's go outside with it. I'm going to first tap this. You can see some of the dust escaping. And oh boy, there's a lot of, this captures a lot of dust. But again, only to the 5 micron level. So I'm going to blow that out. And keep in mind, you set your air compressor hose too high and get it too close, you can blow holes through your filter, so you want to be mindful of that. So I'm wearing a mask. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now if I tap it, I'm not getting much dust down. As my air compressor recharges, I'm going to get ready to do this one. On this one, I'm not going to blow it through. I'm going to blow it from the outside and try to clean it off. But we're going to get out the really fine dust out of this. This is a much more expensive unit than the exterior filter, so you want to be definitely careful in handling it. Alright, so let's start blowing it out this way. I don't do this often enough. I should probably do it at least twice a year, but it's probably been a couple of years since I've done this. Don't do as I do, do as I say do. So let's go back and reinstall it. Again, for a rather unscientific test, let's kind of measure the airflow again. It looks like I'm getting a reading closer to 1,000, whereas before it was closer to 900. So the electrostatic reusable filter filters to 5 microns, and it's the same as their disposable with a non-woven polypropylene and polyester. That's the one with a white cardboard frame. The actual size, actual dimensions, they say it's 12 inches by 24 inches by 1 inch, but actually the dimensions are smaller. It's considerably less than 12 inches, less than 24 inches, less than 1 inch. So if you plan to use cheaper HVAC filters, be sure to measure the actual size, as they may not fit, as most 24 by 12 by 1 filters are not actually that size. Some folks have made a simple wooden frame to go on the outside that they can use their off-the-shelf cheaper HVAC filters. The other thing I use sometimes is I'll use a secondary fan behind me to help blow the air away from me. My unit, as does I'm sure many, will have different fan speeds. Mine has a high speed of 1,044 cubic feet per minute, a medium speed of 702 cubic feet per minute, and low speed of 556 cubic feet per minute. A recommendation for a typical woodworking shop is for the unit to be able to make 6 to 8 air exchanges per hour. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the higher speed, although it will move more air through the unit. It will also keep the fine dust suspended in the air longer. And I saw a magazine article some years ago that discussed that. So there's a trade-off. So sometimes there's some advantages maybe of running at the lower speed. Now, how you install the unit in your shop makes a difference as well. The experts indicate it's best at least a third of the way off of a back wall. Having it near the side of the shop is best, so the air gets pulled in and comes down and then creates kind of an airflow. If you've got a very large shop, sometimes there's an advantage to having two units, so it will pick it up as it comes around and keep that flow going. You also want to have it at least 6 foot off the floor, because your fine air is going to be, dust is going to be floating high, and also you don't want to bump into it with your head. Also, it's handy to note that many of these units will have a timer on them, so you can leave the thing running after you leave the shop for a couple of hours to really clean the air out. Let's see if you can see some of this fine dust that Here's the sound of my lathe with me speaking, and you can see the normal voice of a conversation is somewhere close to 60 decibels, depending on how loud people are speaking. Now let's turn the air filtration unit on, and you can see how loud it is. So at the lathe, it's lower than a normal human conversation. Now let's contrast that with the sound of me turning on my Harbor Freight dust collection system. Okay, I've never worked for OSHA. I'm not an environmental engineer. I don't work for a NIDA or JET. All the information I've gotten is coming from considerable effort at studying up a little bit on dust collection early on when I got into wood turning. And what I found out is dust collection is not necessarily trivial. I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express, but I did read a great wood shop dust control book by Sandor Nagazalinsky, which provided a lot of useful information, not just recently, but early on when I designed my system. Y'all remember, protect your lungs. Y'all stay safe. Come on back, you hear?